Then he became master for the lecture.
More Puratana Chhatra.
Then you became master of all the lectures.
Being entertained and enlightened, and have been goaded into the habit of reading for enjoyment, then for love, and then finding it indispensable, passing it on to the next generation. With those thoughts, we have come up better equipped to serve the cause. As you will find, friends, from the lineup that we have for this literature festival, the inaugural is going to set the tone. We are privileged to have the eminence of Professor Manoj Das as our chief guest, who will deliver his inaugural address in a short while. Also in the inaugural, we also have the presence of Professor Siddhartha Mahapatra, Dr. J.V. Das, who will be gracing the dais in a short while and speaking to us very briefly. After the inaugural, we have the Prison Board of Literature by Professor Himanshu Mahapatra. There will also be releases at this event. Translations of Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis by Professor S.P. Das. Tolstoy's Death of Ivan Ilyich by Professor Rabindra Nayak. We'll also commemorate the Gold Jubilee of Govind Das's Amabhasya Chandra. Post the inaugural, we have a very interesting topic, which I'm sure every lady in the audience is going to like. It's feminism, an imported ideology or a universal tool. I'll talk to you more about that, but we have an eminent panel there. Speakers include Madhu Kishwar Manjuka, Yashodhara Mishra, and this is going to be ably moderated by Professor H. Trivedi. It's certainly much to look forward to. Engaging session, we have Maruf Raza with us. After which, something that's of interest to everyone in this room, the attendant Dr. Devasis Panigrahi, and be moderated by Professor Jatin Nayak. The concluding session will be Beyond Literature, an interesting panel comprising of Ananta Mahapatra, Ramendra Kumar, Haraprasad Das, Satyarth Nayak, Vikram Sampath. And of course, in the evening, we look forward to Premchand's Padhe Bhai Sahab, performed by students of FTI, that's the Film and Television Institute of India, Pune. Of our honorable chief guest, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Manoj Das, my personal chief. Professor Manoj Das needs no introduction, and we are very thankful he's taking time off to be with us and once again grace the Bhubaneswar Literary Festival. May I also request on stage the presence of the well-known Professor Sitakan Mohapatra, one of our guests of honor, Professor Sitakan Mohapatra. Also our guest of honor for the inaugural session, Dr. J.P. Das. Sir. May I please request the treasurer of the trustee, my apologies, trustee for Think Foundation, Abhay Dwivedi, he is also well known as the editor of today's case. And I'd like to request Mr. Kailasi to honor our chief guest, a guest of honor, with a bouquet, and he's seated here. The gentleman escorting our chief guest and guest of honor is Mr. Kailasi, Managing Director of TEFLAS, the man behind the Think Foundation and the President of the As you're aware, this Literature Fest is just one of the many events that TEFLAS does, and this is beyond just a mere event, it's a love of labor, because the rest are of course very commercial, in different verticals, ranging.
Dr. J.P. Das, Professor Harish Dwivedi, Mr. Anand Mahapatra, Mr. Satyanand Misra here, guest participants, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I am extremely delighted to welcome you all to the third edition of Think Literature. Socrates once told, I cannot teach anybody anything, I can only make them think. Think CSR, Think Women is Power, all under the patronage of Think Foundation. At TEFLAS, we are engaged in promoting knowledge through various forums. But there are two allied parts in man, knowledge and wisdom. Our sacred scriptures call them physical and metaphysical. Both are essential for human growth, highest aspiration of human soul, and it is best portrayed in literature. Hence, we have ventured to promote wisdom through literature, Think Literature. It is the magic touch of literature that turns darkness into light, pain into joy. Friends, a literary festival like this is a celebration of the city that hosts the festival and gives its character. The chill of festive mood, the tendency of relishing good food, the intellectual aura and the love for literature, music and theatre is common amongst the people of Odisha. The cosmopolitan Odisha culture, with a blend of traditional sanctity in it, is something that makes Odisha's languages and literature and art, architecture and theatre. Think Literature Bhubaneswar Literature Festival celebrates this creative spirit of the city of Bhubaneswar. We have been able to tell the better story, the idea of India, the idea of art, culture and literature, as this builds bridges like nothing else. I wish each and every visitor a memorable and enjoyable experience in this city and promise I request Dr. Manoj to write the letter for very valid. I also invite Padma Bhushan Raghunath Mahapatra to join us on the stage for the lamp lighting ceremony.
Literature Festival Bhubaneswar, Think Literature. At the hands of our honorable chief guest, Professor Manoj Das. Let's give a big round of applause. Great start to a great literature festival. We are honored by the presence of Scott.
Think Literature Festival TEFLAS କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱରରେ ମୁଁ ଭାବୁଛି ଏଭଳି ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ ସେ ପ୍ରତିବର୍ଷ କରିବେ ମୁଁ ଏଠି ଆସି ଖୁସି ଆପଣ ସମସ୍ତ ଭଳି ମୁଁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଭାବୁଛି ଯେ ଏଇଟା ବହୁତ ଆଲୋଚନା ସବୁ ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ହେବ ଦିନ ସାରା ଆଉ ମୁଁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କ ଭଳି ମନୋଜ ଦାସଙ୍କ ବକ୍ତବ୍ୟ ଶୁଣିବାକୁ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ।
And now, ladies Manoj Das to deliver his keynote address at this inaugural. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause. I would like to Zoom to speak about Professor Manoj Das. Everybody knows him, he's so very well known and respected, and we just thank him for his presence here. Wonderful response at the last festival. Once more, before we start, a big round of applause.
Clapping in advance makes me nervous. You will never know what am I going to say. All my friends on the dais and friends at the auditorium, I have been asked to speak in English. Please pardon me. It is the decision of the organizers, probably because in view of I remember in my student days, there was a youth conference in Delhi. Nehru came to inaugurate, and he asked the audience, in which language do you wish me to speak, in English or in Hindi? The majority spoke Hindi. Then he quietly said, Indian Constitution gives priority to minorities, so I will speak in English. Probably in view of the presence of my friends like Hari Trivedi and a few others, Kailasri and Abhay Babu would like to speak in English. The topic for today is requested government and leadership today. Pardon me, I am a premeditated beginning, I will make. Yesterday when I was coming towards this hotel, an awful aura of nostalgia almost captured me. Way back in 1953, I'm sorry, way back in 1950, as a high school student at Glasgow, we had come in an excursion to Bhubaneswar, and Bhubaneswar means the old Bhubaneswar designed by Lord Lingaraja, not the Bhubaneswar you see today. Believe me, we had to clear our ways through bushes and creepers to find out the famous inscription of Oshoka, the inscription which changed the destiny of India, and consequently also of the world, but it was not preserved at that time. Then things moved swiftly. I believe in 51 or 52, the great statesman of Orissa at that time, Krishna Madhav, decided to shift the Orissa assembly part to Bhubaneswar, which was practically a desert. It was an impossible scene for you, a clump of few houses amid the desert. What is known as Hotel Hall today was the Orissa assembly, and a few rooms as secretariat, and one restaurant for the MLAs, and a few rooms for the MLAs. Both the MLAs were coming to Qatar, going and coming. A friend and myself decided to have a experience of the assembly. We came. 1 hour was enough to make us completely. I suffered from headaches, and it came out. It was a summer noon. I was in very need of a cup of tea. I'm sorry, I'm waiting for my blunt talk, but I cannot resist the nostalgia today. And we were looking for a soft summer we could have a cup of tea. There was a small kiosk surrounded by some bushes, and a middle-aged, I mean a young man, elderly young man, you can say, I mean bare body, with a gamsa around his waist, dozing, and alternately also heading himself into the stool, and one young boy, about 14 years, with his tattered shorts, standing there, leaning against a bamboo pole. But we could see the oven is alight, coal oven is burning, so we came there. Can you ask? Can you have a cup of tea, 2 cups of tea? Of course you can. Sit down. He commanded. We sat down. In small glasses, 4 paisa each, 2 cups of, not cup, 2 glasses of tea are served. God knows what happened to me after having finished that tea, I said. I told my friend, it was good. Suddenly the owner of the kiosk becomes completely angry. What did you say? I was afraid of his temper, and he just said, I said, nothing. No, you said something. I said, the tea was good. Good. Number 3, he asked his Jala, his assistant. Number 3, we couldn't understand what is number 3. You have already paid the money. You are about to sit down, sit down. To cut short the story, in bigger glasses with a lot of milk and cream and sugar, 2 more glasses of pure sour notes. Then he said, what you drink was tea. Over that, there is specialty, and this is specialty. I must treat you with specialty because you are connoisseur of tea. Then when I offered money for it, no, you didn't ask for this tea, I did this tea. And he said that I know one day there is a future of this dessert. I was a pure, but I resigned and I started my own enterprise. Today it is running on loss, but I am sure one day it will prosper. Looking at the guitar in BBSR today, I hope somewhere behind one of the hotels, the soul of that man is still there. The spirit of that man is still there. And friend, I was reviewing a study in the evening. The BBSR I knew in those days and the BBSR today. The tremendous progress you can say of development, at least in industrial world, which has taken place. Is it real? Is it not an illusion like that famous incident of Malinowski, the great anthropologist? Malinowski had brought a tribal chief from the hills of Kentucky to the city of New York. And in a hotel lobby, the tribal chief was seated. When the elevator, the lift, came down, the light was blinking, and an old lady entered the elevator. 2 minutes later, he sees the elevator doors are closed. He does not know what is happening inside. 2 minutes later, the elevator again opened. A young lady came out. Oh my God, this is called science. Had I known, I would have brought my old lady here. What a transformation of the old lady to the young lady. I wonder, like the illusion of the transformation which he had, we do not have the illusion in the apparent transformation which is so powerful and invisible. Have we really changed? I wonder, before I come to the stage of the list, I have to ask this question. We know that in ancient times, when a king would conquer another country, behead the king, he will be victorious. He will celebrate it. Have you ever observed photographs of people who get elected in the Assembly or Parliament polls? The gleeful faces, the triumphant smiles, the celebrations, like a conquest. It should be exactly the opposite. They have taken up a responsibility on themselves. At that moment of victory, they should look green, thoughtful. What am I going to do with the responsibility that has come upon me? No. The same secret old conflict is coming. Children were being sacrificed for certain rituals. Today, what is happening? We are sacrificing the childhood of the children day in and day out. That's what it is done. It is not my emotional outburst. It is not a sentiment. I draw your attention to a survey by a great team of psychologists, Australian psychologists, but the statistics are collected from all over the Western world, including Australia also, which is not working exactly. Now, this is the finding says, today's children, addicted to using electronic devices may suffer from internet use disorder. They want a new disease to be included in the children's diseases, and accordingly the society to prepare itself to tackle the problem which is growing rapidly. A newly discovered and serious mental illness. According to a new study, psychologists argue video games and internet addictions share the characteristics of other addicts, including emotional shutdown. Imagine emotional shutdown, lack of concentration, and withdrawal symptoms if the gadgets are removed, which is terrible. The moment the parents try to separate their children, these gadgets, they enter a state of depression. It is not child sacrifice. It is not. What is that? It is physically sacrificing a child and mentally sacrificing a child for the sake of competitions, for the sake of the so-called something live dances these days in front of television. Then you see them, you feel pity for the children. And that is not enough. Come to our Indian scene itself. Our Indian situation, it is even terrible. It is terrible, I say, ladies and gentlemen. It is high time we take note of these observations, and literature comes afterwards. This is a finding, recent finding by Association of Adolescent and Child Care in India. Report says, aggressive tendencies, awfully interfere in the life of the children today. They are no longer, when children quarrel, they are no longer satisfied with scratching each other or biting each other or spitting on each other. Now stabbing has come into the picture. And they say, it is because the natural instinct for these are play dreams. Their dreams have been taken away by television. They are not independent to dream. They do not have the freedom to dream as they would like to dream. It is guarded, it is controlled, it is manipulated, it is monitored by specialists in the entertainment industry, and they practically paralyze our the mind. Do not be under the illusion that modern children are more intelligent. No. You see, Gerald Crabtree, famous psychologist, in Melbourne University, and not Melbourne University, I forget that, the other university, Stanford University. He led a team of psychologists, and they say there's proof enough to believe as a whole our mental capacity for original thinking. Do not confuse technological innovations with mental capacity for original thinking. And emotional response to events are getting gradually benumbed, gradually falling into a kind of instability, a kind of lack of subtlety, lack of dynamism, both mental and emotional things. Now, this is the background of my talk. I will very brief, not very long ago. National Book Trust India decided to hold a book fair in Srinagar after many years, after 25 years or so. And the local writers wanted somebody from the rest of India to go and communicate with them, a kind of meet the author program, and then I was asked to take up the role. I've never been to Kashmir in my life, never visited in my life. But this was a challenge. Challenge because the moment I received the invitation, some very good friends told me, never speak about Indian nationalism, about Indian patriotism, about Indian philosophy, and by no means utter the name of Shri Aurobindo. No religion. I said, why? Shri Aurobindo is no religion. They will not understand. Any kind of name of this nature, they will immediately associate them with some religious leader, some prophet, some of the good men of India. They will make this mistake. Please, not one, but two or three of my very esteemed friends do. Anyway, I was a the book here, inauguration was immediately followed by Meet the Author program. Whole was packed. Most of them were young people, writers, budding writers, and they fielded numerous questions I tried to answer them all. It was fixed, yes, everything fixed. So next day, two of my Muslim young scholar friends, they were driving me through Anantarag to Pahalgam. At Anantarag, they told me, Manoj Babu, don't mind, Manoj Babu, you are calling me, don't mind our professors. They have not read much of your story, a few, and they would like to have a cup of tea with you. Don't have a cup of tea. As I was coming out, the principals of one boys' college, one ladies' college, both having 2,000 students each. And they shouted at me, professors, you must give a talk tomorrow. But tomorrow I want to see Gulmarg. They were the club looked up. Immediately I said, no, I sacrificed my Gulmarg program, I will come to work. So, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, they said it is not open to students, only research scholars and members of the staff of both the colleges. It was a hall with about 400 capacity. 500 people were there inside, about 50 or 60 people were outside. And I spoke for 45 minutes. I forgot altogether about the inhibitions which I should have developed because of the warning from my Western friends. I spoke on the dream of the future. I spoke of Sri Aurobindo. I spoke that man is not the last one in creation, in evolution. There is something beyond the present man, etc., etc., etc. And I stopped after 45 minutes. The principal said, about 30% of the audience were ladies, professors, staff, and research scholars. And the principal said, please, you have to answer some questions. Each question was an intelligent question. I'll give you one sample. How is it that when we read a classic, we feel something, we can't define it, but we feel rejuvenated, even if the classic is ending on a tragic note? How is it that one of them said, I have read all the latest award-winning Indian novels in English. Each one, after reading it, I feel somehow a touch of melancholy. I feel that I have not gained anything apart from learning better English, so far as cliches are concerned, so far as modern, violence against grammar is concerned. I am more caring in with my English because I can now, if they can make some, be so violent against the structure of English language, I can also be. But how is it that I can interest after having read all these novels? I don't think. Do not expect an answer from me. But keep up this quest. Why? And the answer will come to you. I told you. The whole heritage of Indian literature is based on this continuous, uninterrupted quest. Remember, have you read the Gita, any of you? Entire audience was a Muslim students' audience. I think there are about 100 hands raised. I was shocked. Yes, we have read something about the Gita, something about its translation. I said, well, it was a question and answer between Lord Krishna and us. Coming to Mahabharata, Yaksha Prashna, the great series of questions presented by a demigodly creature in the disguise of a bird to Yudhishthira. Some of the questions are gems of wisdom, prajna. You see, what is it by giving up which a man becomes friendly to everyone? By giving up which, the answer is ego. Ego is a wall. If you give up ego, other affections automatically flow towards you. Psychologically, can you make a better answer to this question today? And series of questions like this. And such a respect for this spirit of quest. In his deathbed, Bhishma is not spared. While he is on the deathbed, he is asked questions and he does not find answer. Yoga Vasishtha is a series of questions and answers. In our Odia tradition, Avalokara, the questions and answers. And I told them that I will give you one instance which will lead you to some kind of clue to find the answer, not the answer. What is that, sir? 10, 20 voices asked me. I told him there is a dialogue between King Jonako and Jacobolkyo, the great sage. The king asked Jacobol, what is light? How do I know what is light? Sun is the light. O sage, if the sun is not there, moon is the light. O sage, when the moon is not there, fire is the light. When the fire is extinguished, human voice will give you the indications what is there. There is the light. When the voice is mute, then your inner being is the light. You have to find the light within. Now, from external to internal, and if from the external personality of my being, I try to go inward and inward and inward, but each individual, the answer may be different. Yes, gentlemen, I have not to look. I don't know.
No time limit.
So, now then, what happens? Today it seems everything in our society made by ourselves is conspiring against this call to be inward. Everything is there, possibly everything men could invent is there surrounding us to keep us extrovert, external, outward. Nothing allows us to go in. And first is not the professions, depending on science. Well, science is trying its best to make us comfortable. In 1980, I'm giving out of so many instances, one instance. In 1980, there was a remarkable book published by a highly respected American doctor, physician, Alvin Silverstein, Conquest of Death. It's a scientifically written book. Beautiful analysis. He says that in the American context, of course, which is applicable more or less to the rest of the world too, in the American context, that there are 4 major killers: cancer, heart problems, and diabetes, and accidents. And he shows with statistics, with all quotable, quotes from the medical world, that in 10 years' time, you would have invented medical science, would have gifted mankind with sure panacea for cancer and all kinds of heart diseases and diabetes, except accidents. Ladies and gentlemen, the book concludes with these lines. If you can survive this century, this coming decade, you may be one of the members of the fourth generation of immortals, not immortals, immortals, possible immortals. 1 year had passed, the book had sold like a hot cake. There struck the disease AIDS, defying all optimism that has been generated by this book. What is happening? And a great scientist says, the depression is going to be not cancer or diabetes. In the coming century, probably end of the 21st century, depression is going to be the major problem with human personality, human health. What is the role of great values? All these great, the award-winning books, you read them. Beautiful analysis of life on the surface. Sarcasm, satire against the vested interest. Beautiful. Some of the books are, of course, a very beautiful cocktail. 40% eroticism, 60% social realism, fitting into a particular standard for award-winning. But even others who are not very much eroticism-dominated works, they never, at the end of the reading, you never feel like going a little inward or rethinking the life today. That is the situation. In this negative backdrop, I want to ask you this now. In a negative backdrop, one hope is there. That after all, when you say that mind is gradually leading towards its own bankruptcy. One message is there, mind you, not the last stage of the revolution. There is something beyond. What is there beyond? We are just missing it. We are missing it. We are missing it. I believe I stop now. I just giving it is coming to my mind. It's old story. A princess, she had a lover unknown to her. In a young man, she guessed that there is a lover like that. And he's a beautiful Jewish. One of the princesses going from her palace to her uncle's house, her maternal uncle's house. The flutist on a parallel road walks playing a tune on the flute, a tune of yearning, a tune of love and yearning, romantic tune. The palanquin of the princess, she's surrounded by her own maids, they are also walking. And in the park, the palanquin is lower for a respite to bear us. The young man sits on the other side of the park and goes on playing the flute. Beautiful tune, but heart-rending tune. The princess sends her chief maid with her diamond ring. The young man asks him, I can't bear it. Ask him to depart. This will make it better. But the young man refuses to accept it. The maid comes back and says, and now the tune is still more pathetic. Goes on. You give me this necklace. Diamond cutting. Again, he refuses to accept it. You give me this crown. Costly, he can buy a small kingdom with this. This time the flute stops. When the maid comes and informs the princess, he accepted it. The princess said, had he refused this time, I would have gone and surrendered myself. All negative field is prepared for us to take a new psalm. It is psalm still remaining. We are disillusioned with life. Disillusioned with all the pleasures, hedonistic pleasures presented to us. But we cannot take the last step of making inward journey. Nobody is asking to sacrifice you of your external amenities, luxuries that give to mankind. Divine certainly wants men to be happy. Not unhappy. No, by no means. India's eternal philosophy is Ananda. We are creatures of Ananda. We are immersed in Ananda. Ananda sustains us and go back to Ananda. Forget about the timely interruptions of Buddhism and Sankara. They have their own role to play at a given time. The Vedas have been forgotten. Rituals prevailed. Buddha said life is a kind of battle of sorrows. Sankara contradicted him, did not give a positive. I mean alternative. Life is illusion. But they have their own role to play in our life. But that is not the end of it. India's basic stand is Ananda. Life is just Ananda. We come from Ananda, we pass from Ananda. So there is nothing wrong with Ananda. But the external Ananda is nothing in comparison to the inner world of Ananda that awaits us. We have to take a large sacrifice of intellectual, mental, psychological, dive into that. Literature will change. Instead of tomorrow, today's literature, or few great creations like Sri Manoj or something, they cannot give us story, sahitya which goes sahita, jivana sahita, which goes into life. That role we are here to play, we are here to do.
As usual, ladies and gentlemen, our impressive chief guest, Professor Manoj. Thank you, sir, for being with us, making it so very special. And your words have always been encouraging and illuminating. Also, at this point, we'd like you to do us the honor, sir, and encourage a host of youngsters who participated in the festivals that are associated with Think literature. As Mr. Kailasing has already said that we had a quiz contest yesterday. There was fantastic participation and the winners are here with us. So we request you to please present the certificates to the winners. We have winners up to 6 places. There are 2 winners in each place. So we have 12 winners here who walk away with a certificate at the hands of the legendary Professor Manoj. Besides which they also get prizes in cash ranging from 300 rupees. Certificates, please collect a certificate, your check from the registration counter. Please congratulate. Big round of applause to the people. They are from DAV. Congratulations. In the 5th place, please come also. We'll give it combined to each school. Ayan Dash and his teammate Jivita Behera.